From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is a tropical weather update.
Fred Gossage here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center on this Tuesday, September 16th, 2025, with the afternoon edition of your daily tropical weather update. And we do have some things to talk about. Fortunately, we're not seeing any imminent United States threats on the board. I want to get that out of the way very early. But we are watching a couple systems that will likely to develop. One could develop just at any time over the next 24 to 48 hours. And then there may be another one behind it. National Hurricane Center highlighting our tropical wave in the central Atlantic with a 90% chance still of becoming Tropical Storm Gabrielle here. And they're now highlighting a 90% chance of that happening within the next 48 hours. We'll show you tropical satellite here in a moment. We may be one convective burst away overnight from getting our next tropical depression on the board. Meanwhile, there's now a low chance here, and that's how they always start them early, a low chance, a 20% chance of the next wave behind it becoming a tropical system as well. But there's decent model support for it, so these probabilities will likely be upgraded in the days ahead as well. We'll look at our first system first. We'll take them one at a time, and you can see that all the upper level outflow is banded favorably here for development. You see we have our core circulation in the middle of the thunderstorms. We don't have a big thunderstorm complex right near the center of circulation here, but if we get that overnight and then it sustains itself into tomorrow and tomorrow afternoon, we'll likely see a tropical depression develop out of this, and that's why chances have been raised to 90% for that happening within the next 48 hours. There's still a little bit of dry air ahead of it, but a lot of the dry air has been eroded and it's moving away from the source of the dry air. It's getting into somewhat more favorable conditions now, and it will continue to do so. So we do expect this to become Tropical Storm Gabrielle here as we go through the next little bit. Here are computer models taking the system to the northwest, and then there will be a temporary westward bend here in the central Atlantic as we'll have the ridge of high pressure centered to the north of it here. But as we get toward the weekend, that high starts to shift off to the east as the upper level trough shifts into the east coast and the western Atlantic. So even though it bends back westward late week, it will then turn back to the northwest and the north as we head into the weekend and early next week. So still a high probability that this recurves out in the open Atlantic, well east of the east coast of the United States and possibly even to the east of Bermuda. But it's still far out. We'll watch it for any changes. You know how that goes. The next system behind it is the wave that's rolled off of Africa, and you can already see there's a bit of a circulation to it, and the upper level outflow pattern here favorable looking as well. So there is a decent chance that this one will likely become a tropical system as we head forward through the next several days as well. It may be later on into the week or the weekend before it's able to do it. It's not as close to becoming a depression as the system ahead of it is, but I do think this one will develop as well. And we are headed into a more favorable pattern with the MJO over time here the next several days into the next week or so. So we do expect this activity to ramp up a little bit as we head forward. Fortunately, these don't look like U.S. threats as it stands now, but we'll watch carefully for changes because that would be extended range if anything did change. There is some upper level low activity out here into the western Atlantic. There's also some tropical thunderstorm activity into the western Caribbean and the southern Gulf. None of that is trying to develop into an actual tropical system, but we'll watch them carefully, but not expecting tropical development from either of those entities out there. The next name on the list, the system that we're watching to develop, likely to be Gabrielle, and then the one behind it, likely to become Umberto in the days ahead. And then we have Imelda, Jerry, Karen, and Lorenzo down the list from there. We'll be watching things very carefully. The next regularly scheduled tropical update from us will be tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Central Time from meteorologist Kelly Rawson.